Hello everyone and welcome to the second bite. Today I'm going to be finishing off these donuts and trying to convince you why you should watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Now, I know there's already a lot of documentaries, essays, about this topic, but I thought I'd just tell you, my listeners, why I love The Clone Wars so much. And so, some hesitations, like why you wouldn't watch The Clone Wars, it is 7 seasons long, and I know, it's a big commitment. But, here's why it's worth it. If you watch the prequels, episode 1, you get young Anakin, you get Obi-Wan, you get Qui-Gon Jinn, may rest in peace. Liam Neeson does a great job. And then, episode 2, you get Anakin and Obi-Wan, they have this relationship, and then the Clone Wars start at the end of episode 2. And then you go to episode 3 and the Clone Wars end. Well, at Order 66, that's the end of the Clone Wars, basically. And so there's this whole gap. I don't know how many years it is, but there's a whole gap of so much action that happens. And the Clone Wars tells that amazing story. And you might be thinking, what is there to tell? Let me fill you in. You know the clones? Probably not that well, because they don't really show them in the movies. But in the Clone Wars, you get so much character detail for each individual clone. Why they, you get different legions, you get the 501st with the blue armor, which is beautiful. That's one that Anakin leads. And then you get the one, the 212th, the one that Obi-Wan leads. You get this brand new character that only appears in the Ahsoka, or only appears in the Clone Wars, and then also had her live action appearance in Ahsoka, and first live action appearance in The Mandalorian. And so I love Ahsoka as a character, and she's the only one, she was the first, she was founded on the Clone Wars, and so there's great things like that. Number one, again, additionally, it's directed by Dave Filoni, so amazing. He actually worked on it with George Lucas, so he does a really amazing job. Another thing to note, it's an anthology series, which basically means every 3 episodes are grouped. So you get this defined story arc in 3 episodes, which is really nice. And then, wow, if you like Maul, yes, the character Darth Maul did not die. There is a whole plot in the Clone Wars about how he comes back to life. I've come back to life. It reminds me of that scene from Night in the Museum. But he's such an amazing character because he's not a Sith, and he kind of acts as a bounty hunter type character, but he's not really all in on the bounty because he's still a little bit Sith. So he's a really cool character to watch and develop. What else? We get a lot of Anakin and Obi-Wan action. We get Hondo. Oh my gosh, Hondo's this amazing bounty hunter. Love him. He's kind of like Jabba, but really funny and really cool. So he has his own planet and his own crime syndicate that he runs. It's pretty awesome. Well. There's so many good themes within the Clone Wars, and a lot of people don't want to watch it because they're this is animated. It's a kid's show. No, it's not. There's loss. There are things in these shows. They couldn't do live action because there's so many cool things that happen that for them to do it practically would be almost impossible. but the animation style frees them of the constraints that reality puts on us. And so they do whatever they want. One of my favorite arcs is called the Mortis arc. And visually stunning, massive, huge buildings and like large world, and just like this idea of like weather that's changing rapidly, and all this smoke and visions and like kind of trippy stuff, but really cool, but not practical for live action. And you can probably cite me 1,000 sources where they've done that before, but just like the way that they're able to animate it is so well done. There's also another one that just follows the clones sometimes. You'll get 3 episodes that are just about the clones. Like, how do they wrestle with the idea that they were made to like fight, like they were made for soldiers, like they're fighting to end the war, but like, what does the end of the war mean for them? That's a pretty big question to ask. So, if you're thinking, maybe I'll watch Clone Wars, you should, A. B, you're like, season 1, episode 1. No, not quite. Close. What you need to do, if you want the amazing experience, you can just go watch season 1, episode 1. That's fine. But if you want the complete experience as George Lucas intended it, you'll need to go online and find a list, like the chronological order. I think there's one on StarWars.com. It's like chronological order of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Google it. StarWars.com pulls up. It tells you how to watch them. I watched it a second time or third time through, and that's how I did it. And it was really good, especially for the earlier seasons, where there's a little bit more disconnect between like the 3-episode clumping. You want to watch those in sequential order so you can like kind of understand the bigger picture. If you want to watch them in release order, just how they are on Disney Plus, you can do that as well. It's just going to be a little bit harder to follow the story sometimes, but still possible. All right, I'm going to tell you 3 things I like about the Clone Wars with these last 3 donut holes. All right. Number 1, I love the characters. The characters in the story are so amazing. Like I said, Maul, Hondo Ohnaka, Ahsoka Tano. You get Rex. If you don't know who Rex is, why have you not watched the Clone Wars? My goodness, it's so good. Rex is amazing. We also get Savage. We also get Ventress. My goodness, Ventress is so cool. Love the characters. All right, number 2, the fight scenes. There are so many amazing, both like physical, on the ground lightsaber battles or blaster battles, but there's also amazing ship battles, and ship strategy, and like how do we break a blockade, and like what does that look like, and all those cool things. So I love the spaceship battles and the battles in general. And then lastly, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but character development. It's just so good in this show. We get to grow. As you get to spend 7 seasons with them, you get to find out who they are, what makes them angry, what makes them happy, like all these different things. And you get to see them grow and learn from their mistakes and discover new ideas. So the character development is really fun. All right, thanks for joining me on the second bite. Hope you decide to go watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Like, subscribe. See you in the next one.